Hello FCBC Walnut family and friends. I've been leading us through a series of short devotionals from the book of Malachi. And the purpose of these devotionals is to prepare our hearts for the day where we re-enter the church in phases. Now, last time I left you with a challenge asking you, how can we as FCBC Walnut be the church? And specifically, today I want to talk about how Christ renews our mission. How does Christ renew our mission specifically to our community? And here's where we're getting this from. In Malachi chapter 1, verses 6 to 14, we explained last time that God was calling Israel to renew wholehearted worship. And one of the ways that God renews worship is through mission, through saving a new people that would worship Him in spirit and in truth. And we know that this comes eventually through Israel's Messiah, Jesus Christ. But I want you to see the foreshadow of this in our passage. So if you look at Malachi chapter 1, verse 11, in Malachi chapter 1 verse 11, God says, "For from the rising of the sun to its setting, my name will be great among the nations. And in every place incense will be offered to my name, and a pure offering, for my name will be great among the nations, says the Lord of hosts." Now you go to verse 14. "Cursed be the cheat who has a male in his flock and vows it, and yet sacrifices to the Lord what is blemished. For I am a great king, says the Lord of hosts. My name will be feared among the nations." This is clearly a foreshadow that kind of applies that famous quote from John Piper. John Piper said, "Missions exist because worship doesn't." Missions exist because worship doesn't. Now here in Malachi, you see that the plan for missions exists because corrupt worship was happening. Because imperfect worship was happening. Worship that was unacceptable to God was happening. And God said there will be a day where pure worship is offered through Christ. There will be a day where offerings will be acceptable. There will be a day, and this will come because I will get worship from the nations, both Israel and the nations. Those who worship God, Jews and Gentiles, will make up the one people of God, the royal priesthood, who will offer up sacrifices that are acceptable to Him. So, last time I left off with a challenge for our church and for you and for me as to how can we together be the church, not just to focus on doing, but being the church, being Jesus's people. And part of being Jesus's people was that Israel was supposed to be a light for the nations. How are we being a light for our community? Now, as individuals, I know that we're all called to evangelize and we're all called to make disciples. But in this context, we're talking about being a corporate witness. Every local church is a gathering, a physical gathering of believers that is meant to be a light for their community. So how can we show our community we're going to love you, we're going to serve you, and we're going to be here as a light for our community? Put positively, what would it be like for people to think, wow, our community is a better place because the people of FCBC Walnut are there? And put negatively, how would it be if people were to say, let's just say if FCBC Walnut ever moved or dissolved, that they would say, man, this community is darker because the light of FCBC Walnut is no longer here. So that's my challenge to you. How can we provide something that's very tangible that's needed in this pre-vaccine stage? So you tell me, you let me know in the Facebook comments, let me know through your emails. We love you more than you know. Hope to see you next time.